TKO, Transponder Key Originator, a technical knockout for programming additional transponder keys. Your TKO comes in this handy storage case. Check to be sure all components are there. It comes with the TKO unit, an OBD2 cable that attaches the TKO to a vehicle's OBD2 port, a 12-volt adapter and power cord to run TKO from 110-volt current, a 12-volt power cord to run the TKO from a vehicle's auxiliary power port or lighter socket, a serial cable to interface with a computer when loading software, 2 CDs. One is a backup copy of the software that's already loaded, and the other an instructional CD. An operating guide is also included, along with an application guide to look up which key blanks and vehicle years and models the TKO will program. It's important to find the TKO registration form and fax it to Kaba ILCO in order to receive the latest updates and your password. Your password must be entered before you can use the machine. To start the TKO, plug the transformer cord into the rear of the TKO. Plug the power cord into the transformer and connect the other end to a 110-volt outlet. That will power up the machine. The screen will tell you to press F1. Press F1 and it will tell you to insert your password. Type in your password. Then press the Enter key. If it's the right password, the main menu will come up. If you want to save your password, use the arrow keys to scroll down to the Setup option. Press Enter and then scroll to Store Password. Press Enter. Put the arrow next to Yes and press Enter again. To return to the main menu, press the U-turn key. The first option on the main menu is Immobilizer. With the cursor there, press Enter and it brings up a list of manufacturers. TKO is a multi-vehicle programmer that will program vehicles from many manufacturers. Pick one by putting the cursor next to it and pressing Enter. Now it lists the models and years that you can program. Scroll to the model you want. After you press Enter, it expects you to be connected to a car and asks you to insert the key. We'll cover that step later. If the vehicle you wanted was a Volkswagen, you can scroll more quickly using the right arrow key to advance an entire page at a time. To return to the main menu, press the U-turn key. Keep pressing it until it goes all the way back to the main menu. The instructional CD has PDF files for each manufacturer that show you the step-by-step screenshots you'll see for each vehicle during programming. The second option on the main menu is for programming remote control door openers for GM, Chrysler, Toyota, and Lexus. Next is PIN code reading. TKO can electronically pull the 4-digit PIN code needed for programming most Volkswagen and Audi models. The 7-to-4 pin conversion is required if you are able to get a 7-digit PIN code from a Volkswagen or Audi dealer. TKO will convert it to a 4-digit PIN necessary to program a key. The Setup menu is where you can make certain selections. The first option here is for Enable Flags, where you would go to Enable New Software when an update comes out. Next is Language, where you can choose from Italian, German, French, English, Spanish, or Greek. Serial number. This is where you'll find the serial number of your machine. Calendar and clock is preset at the factory and is not relevant to function. You will not be able to change it. Release will show you what version software and what version database your machine is currently running. Store password we covered already in the Getting Started section. Key references is because TKO is sold in different markets. You have the option of either ILCO or SILCO key references to be displayed. From here, press U-turn to go back to the main menu. Database. After you program keys for customers' cars, you can save the information inside TKO's database. Then you can retrieve it again whenever you need it. Auto test is a way you can test the keyboard, text, the graphics on the screen, the switch can, and the multi-cable. Let's say we want to program a key for an Acura MDX. From the main menu, select Immobilizer. Put the cursor next to Acura and press Enter. Next, scroll down to MDX. Press F1, and the TKO will give you all the vital information you'll need. It will tell you to use the 00 standard cable and which key blank to use. It will tell you the type of transponder and how it's identified on the RW unit. If we press F3 at this point, it will give us a graphic image of where the diagnostic port is located in this vehicle. It's pointing down below the dash to the right of the steering wheel. If you press F4, it will give you a verbal description. The socket is located under the dashboard to the right of the steering wheel. That's how you'll know where to plug in the TKO once you're inside the car. Press F5 for information about PIN codes should that information be required. When using the TKO inside the vehicle, the first thing you do is plug the multi-cable into the back of the unit. Be sure to tighten up both attaching screws. Next, plug into the vehicle's onboard diagnostic port. And then the main menu will come up. Press Enter to proceed. We're programming a Honda ignition, so we'll scroll down until we come to Honda and press Enter. And then scroll down to Element and press Enter again. The TKO now tells us to insert a key and turn on the console. So we'll insert a key and turn it to the on position just before start. After that, we press Enter. The TKO now displays options available for this model vehicle. These options will vary depending on the make, model, and year of the vehicle. For this vehicle, we'll choose the Erase All Keys option. The TKO will ask for confirmation that you wish to erase the existing keys in the vehicle's memory. The TKO then asks how many new keys are to be programmed into the vehicle's memory. For this example, we will enter 1 new key. Then, when the TKO displays the message, Turn Ignition Off, we will turn the ignition off and press Enter. The TKO will reconnect to the vehicle's computer and will provide prompts on the screen when operator actions are required. Just keep following the screen prompts. Turn the ignition on. Press any key. Turn the ignition off. Press any key. Turn the ignition on. Press any key. Turn the ignition off. Press any key. Turn the ignition back on. Press any key. If the warning light on the console were blinking, it would indicate that an error had occurred. There are no warning lights blinking, so that means everything is okay. The TKO will ask if this vehicle's data should be saved in the TKO's memory. Typically, this data is not saved. At this point, we turn the car off and disconnect the unit. Then we start the car with the key that has just been programmed to make sure that it works. Note: the key icons that appear in the bottom right of the screen indicate which keys on the keypad are currently active and are viable options for your next action. When finished, put the TKO back into its protective case.